First, within the last few moments, the Bank of England has unveiled its forecast for how England will cope with that second coronavirus lockdown. It comes as the Chancellor set to make a statement in the Commons this morning about the current economic support package. Also, Sainsbury's has confirmed it will cut around 3,500 jobs across its Argos stores and supermarket meat, fish and deli counters. Live now to our business correspondent Paul Kelso outside the Bank of England. This doesn't look good, Paul.
No, it's not. The first day of lockdown, Mark II, as you say, here in England, and a jolting reminder of the economic harm that is being caused by COVID-19. The Bank of England, just a few moments ago, have revealed the outcome of the discussions of the Monetary Policy Committee, which met yesterday. Two headlines out of it. One, interest rates will remain at the historically low 0.1%. No surprise there. They've also decided to spend another £150 billion, pump that into the economy, more quantitative easing, effectively buying bonds to try and suppress interest rates and keep borrowing low for businesses and those banks wishing to hand out mortgages, reflecting the scale of the economic harm that is coming down the track. That takes the total of quantitative easing this year alone to £450 billion by the bank. That's more than doubled their stock of bonds, and an indication of just how serious they believe this continuing threat to the economy will be. Interesting, one line in the report that's been issued is that they've taken into account all government restrictions that have been put in place up to October the 31st. So this doesn't necessarily take account of what they believe might be the impact of this next month of restrictions in England. Certainly, we'll be hearing more from the Governor of the Bank of England later, but the real economic harm being wrought is clear from those Sainsbury's numbers you ran through there. 3,500 job losses, largely coming, it looks, through the closure of more than 400 of its standalone Argos shops. They're also closing their fresh meat and fish and deli counters. A big restructuring even of a food retailer that we know has seen more demand as people have been locked down at home. All of this doubtless will be addressed, certainly in passing, by the Chancellor of the Exchequer, who will be in the House of Commons this afternoon for the first time, Kay, since the lockdown measures were increased. Thus far, the steps he has taken have been very piecemeal, certainly in the way they've been announced. The Prime Minister said that the furlough scheme would be extended, and some of that's been confirmed on Twitter, but the Chancellor will be on his feet and MPs will be at least able to hear from him personally. The key thing they may be looking at is whether the furlough scheme that has been reintroduced in England for this lockdown will also apply should the other nations of the UK wish to go into their own lockdowns. The Prime Minister has said they will. The problem for the Treasury is, of course, that effectively gives control of the policy and the payments over furlough to the administrations over which they have no control. So I'm told it's a little more tricky than just backing the Prime Minister's promise, but more from the Chancellor later in the day and from the Governor of the Bank of England shortly.